Hello there. Welcome back to another in my series of soaps I recommend. And tonight's brush is going to be once again my Brushguy, my blue Matthew Martin Brushguy. Fantastic brush. 22mm Virginia Shing silver tip. I'm going to set it here in the scuttle to soak. And this razor tonight is my Christopher Johnson near Wedge. With flame maple scales and a paddock wedge. Lovely, lovely razor. And the soap tonight that I'm featuring is Razorock. Now, Razorock, I think of as exceptional in a couple of different ways. First of all, Razorock is really budget friendly, but Razorock is solid soap. It might not wow you with all the different types of scents, but there are a plethora of them, a huge amount of them. And every Razorock soap that I've ever used performs wonderfully well. So for sheer performance versus affordability, that kind of deal, Razorock is really hard to beat. This, what I'm using tonight, is Napoleon's Violet. And this is a floral scented soap. It's tallow. It's discontinued. You can't get it anymore, I don't believe. And it's just a lovely, lovely soap. Let's go ahead and move on down. And we'll start out the shave. I've got probably 3 days growth. Something like that. Anyway, let's get my Arco and put him back up here where he needs to be. And we're going to go ahead and start the shave. This was gifted to me in a piff, and it's just a lovely violet scent. I don't know, some of you probably know, but I am a floral nut. I like florals. Lots of guys don't, and I understand that, but I'm not one of those guys. I really enjoy the florals in whatever form they present themselves. But I like, a lot of times when a soap maker, particularly a shaving soap maker, is what I'm talking about, does a floral scent, and you find it a lot with lavender. They try to make it more masculine, which is ridiculous. It's floral. Kings wore florals for hundreds of years before the modern day men said, "Oh, that's not masculine anymore," which is ridiculous. But anyway, they try to masculize it, if that's a word. They try to make it more masculine by adding stuff like bergamot or sage, or just things that actually literally destroy the floral scent or cover it up, and it just, to me, that's like a pet peeve of mine, because if I bought a floral shaving soap, it's because I'm looking for that floral scent. And I'm 53 years old. I don't give a flying hoot what anybody thinks about whether or not I use a floral scent or not. Don't care. Not one tiny little bit. I love it. So lovely. Let's get this shoe on the road. Yeah, that's really bad impersonation. Lovely, lovely lather. Oh, wonderful scent. Let me dry my hands. Lovely. I love a big fat wedge. I know it's weird. Actually, I want to clear that out of the way because that's where I cut myself the last time I shaved. And I don't want to hit that again. But anyway, my favorite grind is full hollow or better, like or extra hollow, bellied, just really thin edges. I love a full hollow blade, but and everything else is except for a wedge. I love a wedge. They plow right through many days of growth. Of course, I don't have any problem with heavy growth with a hollow grind. It's still they're just so different. The shave is, the feel is different. But I absolutely love wedges. That one is shaving good, but it's going to need a refresh. I like to catch them before they get to tugging and pulling, and I can kind of feel, yeah, that one's ready for a refresh. I just got to remember whether I did one layer of tape on that puppy or two. Lovely. Heel's still nice and sharp too. Love that. I use the heel more than I do probably any other part of the razor. Beautiful. But you could do a lot worse. Than Razorock. They're well worth the price. And that particular soap right there is just absolutely lovely. Drying off the razor. Sorry guys, I have a habit of that before I even rinse or anything like that. Cold water rinse, of course. Got a little weeper. Get him taken care of. Alright. And I'm going to use Old Spice. This is Procter & Gamble. They've done something to the formula or something. This is weaker than it used to be. And I found one of the reasons, and I shouldn't have to do that with this, is that whatever ingredients they're using now, whatever emulsifiers or whatever it is that makes the components blend together, they must have changed, because if I shake this up, it's good and strong like it always is. If I don't, you can't smell it. So when you apply it. So I have original Schulten Old Spice, vintage Old Spice, and I use that from time to time. This is a vintage decanter, but I have original Old Spice or P&G Old Spice in it. But it works. It still smells good to me. I've told you before, I like the Procter & Gamble scent just as well as the Schulten scent. They're just different. So, alright. Bless you. Thanks for watching Razorock. And if you come across Napoleon's Violet, I recommend that as well as any other Razorock you might come across. Really good, solid performer at a really good price. Hard to beat. Alright, God bless you. I'll talk to you later.